Hi, this is Rebecca McGee, the General Education Faculty at Herzing University in Minneapolis. Today I'm going to talk about using headings in your paper so that they conform to APA style. Your instructors love it when you use headings. They help organize your paper. They help the reader, which is your instructor, understand where you're going, what direction you're going in your paper. They also help you as a writer. They help you stay very focused. And they help keep the structure of your paper really tight. I also personally think headings just add a nice polish to your papers, and they just make your papers easier to read and to organize. So let's talk about how to use headings so that they conform to the APA style requirements. First off, we'll go to AL, their Purdue Online Writing Lab, and if you've ever spoken to me for more than 2.5 seconds, you probably know that I'm a huge proponent of the Purdue Online Writing Lab. It's a fantastic resource and I use it all the time. Here we see the section of AL that discusses APA headings, how to set them up and what they look like. So you can see a first level heading is centered, it's boldface, and it uses uppercase and lowercase letters. And you can see a second level heading is left aligned, also bold, and uses uppercase and lowercase letters, and so on and so forth down to fifth level headings. So if you ever forget how to format your APA headings, I would recommend going to AL Purdue and just doing a quick search of APA headings, and it'll bring you right here so that you can see them. So now let's say you're writing a paper about an autoimmune disorder like Addison's disease. You might have 3 sections on your paper. You might have one section for symptoms and assessment, a section for the etiology, and one section for the treatment. In this case, your paper would have 3 level 1 headings. It would have a level 1 heading for symptoms and assessment, a level 1 heading for etiology, and a level 1 heading for treatment. Here we see the first level 1 heading of your paper, symptoms and assessment. So after you thoroughly explore and explain the symptoms and assessment for Addison's, you would go on to thoroughly explore and explain the etiology, and then thoroughly explore and explain the treatments for this disorder. So in this example, your paper about Addison's, you have broken it into 3 main sections, and so you have 3 level 1 headings. Let's say, for example, though, that you're writing a more involved paper. Maybe it's slightly different requirements. You're expected to go deeper, and maybe it's discussing the importance of oral hygiene. So in this example, you might have 3 main sections: adolescent oral care, adult oral care, and pediatric oral care. So you might have those 3 main sections. Each of those would be a level 1 heading. You might want to go further, though, within each of those level 1 headings and have subcategories where you discuss aspects of oral hygiene specific to each of those different developmental stages. So you can see we have a first level heading of pediatric oral care, and now we want to break that into subcategories using second level headings. Remember, AL Purdue right here is telling us how to set up our headings, and so we see a level 2 heading is left aligned. So it's not bold, it's not centered, it is left aligned, and it's bold, and it uses uppercase and lowercase letters. Note also that all your headings are going to be in Times New Roman 12-point font. They're not going to be larger, and they're also not going to be all capped. Okay. So going back to our paper, again, we're looking at our first level heading of pediatric oral care. But then we break it into a second level heading of fluoride. So then you will discuss the uses and benefits of fluoride in regards to pediatric oral care. Then you might have another subsection where you discuss how to really effectively teach a child to brush their teeth. And then you might have a third section, for example, the importance of limiting sweets, right? And so that would be your final section under your pediatric oral care. So remember, if you're using a paper and you have questions about headings, for example, how many levels might be best for you to use, or what you should call them, you can always ask your instructor. You can always go to AL Purdue for a reminder about formatting, what they should look like, and I'm here to help too, so you can always ask me as well. Thanks for watching.